a pretty new category with many subcategories and with different approaches and business models. So I think it would be helpful for our audience if you can, segment the landscape for us.
Yeah.
And then in your opinion, talk a little bit about the different subcategories that are the most interesting to you, and then also ones that you're avoiding right now.
Yeah, totally. There's so many different ways to segment the mental health space. I think there are a few I think important starting points. One is just technology and the role technology plays in it. I think there are a number of solutions that are, very low tech, and then up through, the very high tech AI companion that I just talked about would be more on the kind of cutting edge, very, very much a tech product. On the lower end of the spectrum, and a type of company we've seen a lot of over the last few years is doesn't really have technology at the core, but is using technology to help more people, realize they exist, use digital marketing, do online booking, but are the companies that are creating really, clinics for mental health, new versions of these clinics, which are, brick and mortar facilities. Many of them are tackling these in New York or LA or San Francisco, or these hotbeds. I think that's super important work and super interesting. But for us, we typically get a little bit less excited about the brick and mortar component. The real estate footprint feels just a bit less scalable, in that you will only grow as much as you can, add new facilities. And so we like, if you think about the where the company falls on the technology spectrum, we like to push more into, the higher tech, the better, and really leveraging technology to change the paradigm and offer a really new solution. So that on that spectrum, we tend to favor, more of a tech component, or tech at the core. I think another way to think about it is the population that you're targeting. There are different companies tackling, children's mental health, a ton of issues in mental and behavioral health, whether it be autism or just basic mental health, but targeted towards teens or younger kids, that require a bit of a different setup or different solution than adults. I think the employee base is another one. Knowledge workers, I think we're seeing a lot more attention paid by Fortune 500 companies and other employers to say, what are we providing our employees to help support their mental health? And that would look a little bit different than, for kids or for an adult with more serious mental illness. And then there's a whole other category of companies focused on serious mental illness. So not something that you would find as a benefit provided to every employee at a company. But, if you're dealing with PTSD or OCD or bipolar disorder, there are companies that are building solutions that are tailored towards that and a little bit higher touch. So I think that the population that you're targeting, you see a lot of different innovations there as well. And then the business model, I think, is another piece, and obviously is based in a lot of ways on the population that you're targeting. But we see different companies going direct to consumer and saying, book telemedicine therapy visits with us, or, a Row or HIMSS model of come to our website and we can help you get connected with a therapist to give you antidepressants. That's the consumer piece. We see a lot in the employer channel. Our investment in Modern Health, which I think we'll talk more about in a little bit, is in that space, and saying we're going to get distribution through employers, because employers care about providing this as a service to their employees, helping keep them healthy, helping keep them engaged and productive. So that's been a really exciting channel for us. And then, of course, payers. So, selling directly to the insurance companies to say they have this as something that they can provide to the members in their network.